I'm dressed like a 90s kid. Hello, welcome back to my channel. We're doing a mukbang.
Pizza.
I've actually got a spicy pizza.
Spicy vegetarian pizza.
Spicy vegetarian. You've got, should we just open? Welcome, by the way, hello.
Chicken Kiev.
Da, 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 da. I haven't actually looked at mine yet. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah.
I forgot we got stuffed crust. Mine looks like so perfectly round for a stuffed crust. Do you know what I mean? Is it definitely stuffed crust?
Yeah. Chicken, sweet corn, garlic and herb, I think, with obviously cheese, tomato and red onions. But I'm going to be taking as much of the red onions out as I can to give Daddy because I don't really like them much. So.
I love red onions.
I don't mind it, so if there's bits and bobs here and there.
I've got onion, sweet corn, pepper, cheese, mushroom and spicy tomato base. So this video could get quite humorous.
Spicy chili base.
Chili base. I'm gonna die. Adam, would you protest against having an incense stick underneath the box? I feel like there's probably like a personality thing about that. Do you open your pizza this way or that way?
I just feel like it makes sense.
This means you're an open book. This means you're an open folder. I don't know.
Open box.
Open box.
Cheers.
Cheers. We have no plans for discussion or topics because when I do that, I get stressed instead of eating my food with enjoyment.
Okay.
But first, we review our slice.
Yeah, good shout. I'm gonna have to like pick them off one slice at a time. So
I haven't had pizza in so long. I think the last time I might have ordered pizza was on video, like when we did the last mukbang. Adam, I can already taste the spice.
what's it like?
There is a kick there. But you've got wine to kind of...
Is it not as strong as you were kind of anticipating that?
No.
Because when it
I
says
figured
when it says spicy, you kind of expect the worst, don't you?
if I was ordering an Indian, I probably wouldn't get something that's a spice.
Yeah.
But because it's an Italian, I was like, it's not going to be too hot for an Italian dinner, right?
Should we open the garlic dips?
Yeah, we got two. Are they just pure garlic dips?
Pretty much.
Mmm.
Smell
It smells like Domino's garlic.
that. Yeah, I can see that.
I wonder what the stuffed crust is like as well.
True. It's like a nice little surprise at the end, isn't it? This is quite like floppy, isn't it?
I love a floppy pizza.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try it without the dip first.
It isn't as hot as I was expecting. That's not even red onion, that's just onion.
Well, it did say red onion on the thing.
Why does yours look like curry? Can you see that? What is that? Sweet corn. Like bursted sweet corn.
It's really nice. I think it's I was gonna say it might be like, you know, when they use like certain types of like butters and stuff. It might just be like a creamy garlic sauce. That's like kind of a yellowy colour. But yeah, I know what you mean. It does. When you see that, you think of like curries and stuff, don't you? Or like chicken tikka or something like that.
Yeah, or like, well, anything Indian really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna review the stuffed crust for this place we're not even advertising. Use that. Oh, are we having one each? But you're gonna be like, use this one first.
I wonder how many calories are in this entire tub. 1,000.
He's been calorie counting, so it's in the forefront of his mind. It smells good.
Good stuff, crust.
The dip's like literally Domino's dip. This is actually really gooey. But you know, stuffed crust, when it gets to you, it's usually quite hard by then.
This is like it's like a really nice, mild, but not tasteless garlic dip, isn't it? It's not overpowering. I don't mind overpowering garlic.
And it's not herby.
It's not heavy.
We don't like herby garlic
or
dip.
lemony. You know when you get a really lemony garlic dip? Like KFC.
You've taught me that. Dip in the past, that's garlicky and I don't like. I just don't like the dip. But you've taught me it's when they use too many lemons and herbs. Easy on the herb and just give me the garlic. Like crushed garlic and oil. I'm really impressed. And this was cheap. We got 50% off on freaking Uber Eats. I don't know what's going on, but they just always throw like deals out, don't they? Bye bye, Just Eat. What are they playing at? Not even joking though. Like when you've got competition that good, it's gonna steer people away.
That must be the strategy.
So are they eventually going to stop giving us these banging discounts.
Probably it's usually is the case, isn't it?
But then I'll do them. But then I'll use them all up. Like when, like we're taking turns, right?
What I mean is they'll dish out like frequent discounts to everyone until people use them enough and then stop
and then
the discounts.
Uber Eats takes over Just Eat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I thought you meant like they know how many times you've ordered.
No, because I still get them. I've ordered a few times now and I still get 50% discounts.
Well, I was going to say like maybe we could like move house and then get a new account. They'll be like, oh, new people, new house. Or just order it to like one of our neighbours' houses. And
I thought you're trying to cheat the system on. So yeah, we try to wear like, I tried to look for something quite old school. Like Ellie said she was wearing sort of like 90s style stuff.
I feel like Avril Lavigne meets Spice Girls.
And I tried to look for something like 90s inspired, but couldn't really find anything that I fit into. I've got a couple of like old school kind of t-shirts, but didn't quite fit into them, so I just kind of wore this because I haven't been in a while and it looks cool. So.
I love that shirt. Spooky girl.
Spooky.
Gal.
It glows in the dark as well, you know.
It does? Does it still work?
It might not now.
I remember it's these bits that glow, isn't it?
Yeah, the lightning bolt things.
Yeah, I'll be looking at that later on. In more ways than one.
Wee.
Question. Can you order food to a street?
What do you mean, not a particular house? I don't know.
I feel like there's safety measures.
I would expect that, like, when you use all these apps and stuff now, it wouldn't be an option.
Is that a hair?
But if you were to, it does look like a hair.
It's like, I think it's a bit of burn, whatever that is, and it makes it look like hair when it's burnt. I hope so, anyway.
Cat hair or something?
Christ. Sorry, carry on.
I feel like if you were to ring them up and said, can you just deliver it to, like, the bottom end of that street or something like that, they would do it. But I don't think you can order to like a place that's not a house.
Hold on. Isn't that what Amelia Fart does? She literally makes videos called I ordered pizza to a graveyard and this is what happened.
That's in America though. I don't know if they would do it.
Yeah, and that's probably what's it called? Where like you ask someone to buy you stuff in a shop and they bring it to you.
Oh right, okay. So it's not the restaurant doing it or the service. It's like someone who's doing the delivery. Because
she dresses quite crazy anyway, so like she makes the experience more awkward for them, because at first they're like, why would I bring this pizza to a graveyard? And they get to a graveyard and there's this girl there dressed in like robes basically waiting for her pizza, and then she eats like the pizza in a park or something. It's like interesting.
I'm loving this garlic dip.
This
really
spice
good.
is complementing the wine.
Does the garlic dip work well with the spice? It wouldn't mask it, would it? It just kind of...
It would, yeah. I mean, it would work well.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it with just the crust. It complements the crust really well. I guess that's what it's there for, really, isn't it? Most people do that.
This is better than the pizza that I get from the other place where you get your Indian.
Is it? Yeah, we have this like plate. Oh, I keep forgetting this is hot. We have this place locally that does literally everything, apart from Chinese, right? It's like Indian, pizza, fish and chips, burgers, and it's really good for people like us because we either fancy different things or we just typically have our scale of takeaway, like the ones that we like, are very opposite to each other. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, I crave Indian.
I usually prefer pizza.
So it's really good to go to that. And the Indian they do is really good. I really enjoyed it. And I mean, you like the pizza, but it's not probably your favourite.
It is nice, but this is a little bit better.
Well, that makes sense because this is dedicated to pizzas. I feel like if you go to a place that does everything, this stuff that they do is probably like mediocre because they cover everything, right? They don't specialise. But it's really good for people like us or families if the kids can't decide like between themselves. Everyone can just pick what they want.
So that stuffed crust was basically like £2.50. I don't feel as if there's enough there or enough for me to get out of it to be worth that.
Really?
It is nice.
It's not Domino's like fat dough balls.
Exactly, like it's always like a really thick crust at Domino's. Whereas this is like quite subtle. It is nice, but I don't know if I paid £2.50 for it.
It's gooey though. It's runny, and I rarely get that as a stuffed crust. I've never even actually had a runny stuffed crust.
It's not runny.
Not runny, but like
it starts dripping out the pizza.
Oh.
Are you trying to string it?
Wow, I'm not really selling this, am I? You know what I mean. where it like melts in your mouth. We've had the same pizza slices.
Oh, yeah. Which one are you going for next? Which one would you have gone for?
This one.
Okay, I've gone for this one.
I just said that one at first because I saw you were doing it. Yeah.
Sneaky copycat.
Ooh.
When was the last time we made a video together, like a general chit chat?
Depends if you call the couple Q&A voicemail video a chit chat.
Well, it kind of was, wasn't it?
Which, can I just say, Adam was quite tipsy during that video. I don't know if anyone knew.
Quite tipsy. I was smashed.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that in case you didn't want me to say that, but...
I don't mind. I had a drink. I was quite merry.
That's why there were outtakes in that video, because...
It was so much fun though.
Yeah, we just could not stop laughing, and I was like, Adam, we should have just done a silly video, because you can't really do like serious, helpful videos if you're drunk.
We still like made some good points though. I don't know, maybe...
Yeah, but I cut loads out.
Maybe through my head, like, it made sense, but what I actually said was a bit rubbish.
There were a few things that I heard, and I was like, I get what he's saying, but he's worded it a bit interestingly. So I'd cut out the bits that didn't make sense in between. But also, you repeated loads of the same points. Like, you've said the same thing like 3 times in different ways, and I was like, Adam, it seems fine, but it was like 3 hours worth of footage I had to sift through. But it was funny. I don't mind.
You were like laughing your head off watching it back. So. Sorry, guys.
I don't think they would have known.
No. It's unprofessional.
I did though. You can apologise to me.
Sorry.
Right. So that was about 2 months ago?
Was that before I started trying to lose weight? I think it was.
So,
well, it must have been
just as you were starting.
Now. So when we actually did that video, I was kind of at the point where I tried to start losing weight, because I've wanted to for so long now, but it's just been easier to do it while I've been working from home.
You've wanted to since I met you.
Yeah, so for about 4 years now I've been...
Even though you were small then?
Yeah, well smaller, but I've never been at the point where I wanted to be. That video that we were just talking about was probably about the time when I'd started actively trying to lose weight, like exercising more, be more conscious of food and stuff. I think since then I've probably lost about 1.5 stone. So, which is insane.
And I've lost a stone. Almost. I'm a pound away from a stone.
That's awesome.
I'm kind of just doing it because I'm living in the same house as someone who's doing it as well. My main thing is maintaining. So like, Adam goes on the scales and hopes he's gone down. I just don't want to go up. If I focus too much on going down, I get too involved and things get messy and I don't want to get sad again. So, because especially during a time like this, when I'm not saying like we should be losing weight in lockdown, that's not what I'm saying. It's more that it's easier to put on weight during lockdown when we're not doing anything and things are kind of like weird. We're relying emotionally on food. I think it's good to just stay on top of things. That's my main goal. But you've wanted to lose weight for a while. I remember like when we first met and I asked like when you wanted to be on your first video of me, and you were like, oh, I want to kind of like lose weight first and shape up. And I remember like reading that text. I showed it to my sister Kate, and I was like, he wants to lose weight? Like, it genuinely shocked me because I was like...
What I'm intrigued by is I want to know like what size I was right at that point.
You were really small, and so seeing you say that, I was like, it's a bit like someone you know who's like a size... Oh, I don't even know men's sizes. Have I got tomato on my mouth?
I think it's more lipstick. Just that.
That happens. It's like you seeing a size small person be like, oh, I'll lose weight before I go on video. Yeah. So that's how I realised that you weren't very happy.
People have body dysmorphia and stuff. It's like quite a common thing.
I feel like everyone's probably experienced that.
And like, it's crazy though, because you look at other people and you see them for what they are, and they say like, I want to lose some weight, all that sort of stuff. And you're like, you're going to get to the point where you're like underweight, like unhealthy, because they already look good and stuff. But when it comes to yourself, it's so weird, like you're caught up in your own little world, aren't you, really? So I'm really happy and proud of myself for how far I've came, so and I'm also proud of you as well.
Thank you.
Even though it's just been like it's been
quite cash. Yeah,
just casual, like eat a bit better and exercise and stuff.
I think that's the secret way to do it, to be honest, because if you get too intense, you will swing back to your old ways quicker too. If you kind of just ease into it. I know it's really tempting to be like, I'm gonna lose a stone in a month, and like people are so tempted by like a quick fix, but like if you just ease into it, I know it's kind of sucky because it means that you're not going to see results for like an entire year, but it's worth it. I promise.
Yeah, I think the first bit of weight was the easiest to lose when you actually like try.
Always.
Because the numbers just go right down, and I'm a numbers guy, so I look at the scales and I judge everything by like what I was before and what I want to get to, and like how much I've dropped each day and stuff. And like you said, it is easy to get obsessed with that. And I kind of am in a way. I'm not obsessed to the point where I'm literally thinking, right, to lose 2 pounds by the end of the week, I need to not eat anything all day for 2 days and then have like a sandwich on the next day. Like, that's pretty hardcore, isn't it? That's too much.
That's unhealthy.
But what I mean is, like, I'm kind of making sure that I've got a downward trend, and it's really satisfying to step on the scales the next day and you've lost a pound or half a pound since yesterday.
I think your case, I always keep a little eye on Adam. I just make sure that he's like not getting like crazy about it.
Yeah, I'm not like over the top.
Because I wouldn't want to see him do that. So I do like keep an eye. But at the same time, I've noticed with you, I think it's just yours is like out of excitement than anything.
Yeah.
You won't do it because it like gets you down if you're like slipping out of your ways and stuff. You're more like excited when you see results, and also it like you want to see the scales go down to pump you to carry on.
Exactly, it's motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
So if I look any thinner, it's because I've lost some weight.
But I know you don't.
I look exactly the same. But I can fit into my old t-shirts now. I used to wear nothing but large t-shirts, and I think I was like a 34 waist, men's, in British measurement. But yeah, I can fit into medium t-shirts now. Some of them are a little bit tight fit. I've got a lot of like really cool t-shirts that I used to wear a lot, which I love, and I haven't been able to wear for like 5 years. I get excited and I'm like, oh, I'll try this other t-shirt, and I haven't worn in ages because I love it, and I've held on to it.
So you did the typical
it's such a nice feeling.
You did that typical thing that everyone does, where it's like, I don't want to throw these clothes out because they don't fit me anymore. And then like people never fit in them ever again, but they just don't want to get rid of those clothes. But Adam actually has managed to do it and get back in them eventually. But I think it's so common for people to hold on to things. And that's something I told myself this year. I'm not going to do that. When I did all my clothes out, if something didn't fit me, I wasn't going to say, I'll wait till it does. I was just going to chuck it, because it got to the point where I had too many clothes. I got down when I tried them on because I was like, oh, I'm fat now, I don't fit these anymore. So I was like, it's not worth it. Like, I don't have heaps of money, sure, but like those clothes I have aren't worth keeping for the space and the sadness. Like if I do lose weight, I'll just buy new stuff, and I'll feel good because they're fresh things, and plus I'm lucky enough to get gifted quite a few things as well. So some of that stuff I didn't actually pay for, so I don't feel as bad to chuck. And also, if I do get new stuff in the future, like some of it is gifted too. So I understand why someone might want to cling on to things out of money as well, because when your weight changes all the time, sometimes it feels like a waste of money. You feel bad about yourself putting on weight, and also you don't fit into clothes that you can't afford to buy like a new size now for your new body. It's just a stressful experience.
That's something I've been thinking of, like when I get to my ideal weight and I'm wearing like medium-sized t-shirts all the time, I've got to face the fact that like even if I was to lose a lot of weight and be underweight and be skinny, I still don't think I would ever fit into a small, because of the shape of my body. Like I've got quite broad shoulders and quite a big chest. Like I'm genuinely quite big boned. But when I get to medium, I'm kind of faced with the dilemma of, do I keep all of my large stuff just in case I do kind of swing back a bit, even if it's just like half?
That's true.
Because then I've got things to fit into again. It would make us sad, but it's kind of preparing just in case.
Yeah.
I think what I'll actually do is just take a handful of my favourite ones, keep all of them just in case, even if I just wear them as like baggy t-shirts, and then just chuck everything else.
At least with large stuff, you can still wear it as a medium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially if it's like the summer and you want to wear something more like breezy or whatever. Or sometimes I keep my bigger stuff to wear like as layers. So sometimes I have like massive jumpers or whatever, and I'm like, well, obviously you can keep that because you can wear it on top of other layers in wintertime. Your body shape will change as you get older. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter recently and Instagram saying like to remember that your body will form, particularly women, because our bodies form differently. Like when we get to a certain age, our body kind of prepares to be able to give life to a freaking baby. Like we grow hips, and you're not the same as you were when you were 18, 19 years old, and you probably never will be, or you definitely will never will be. Like your frame will just change. Anyway, what I'm saying is, don't feel like when you lose weight you're gonna be how you were at 18. Sure, you might lose weight, but like doesn't mean you're going to be that tiny frame that you once were. Also, there's nothing wrong with some like good thighs. It's funny seeing like ex-emo girls being like, oh, I miss my little skinny jean legs, and it's like now they're rocking like a good old pair of thighs, and it's like, not wrong with that. I hate that I say thighs. Thighs.
Yeah, we're not saying there's anything wrong with like being a little bit bigger and stuff.
No.
It's just my personal preference of how I feel confident and how I want to look, that's all.
We spoke about some of this stuff in a podcast, here's a little plug, on my Patreon. We spoke about kind of lockdown life and losing weight, saving money, like how lockdown kind of like changed mostly Adam's life, let's be fair. So we might be repeating some of this stuff, but you can listen to that if you want, links down there. But lockdown also made you save loads of money and like put you in a good place financially as well as physically, because loads of people are saving money at the moment through lockdown from like not traveling to work, and also we're not doing as much, we're not spending as much money.
Yeah, it's a bit like all over the place, isn't it? Some people are worse off, some people are better off.
True. Yeah.
Personally, I'm much better off. Like for my mental health, as a knock-on effect from my mental health being good, not being plagued with social anxiety and stuff, I'm actually able to like focus on like losing weight and stuff like that. So
it's less like energy draining.
Yeah, I'm just generally happier.
You're also self-injecting now. That's something you did over lockdown.
Yeah.
We spoke about in a video. I'll also link the video down there if you want. About Adam's pernicious anemia, and you spoke about how you wanted to do that for a while, and he has been doing that.
To be fair, that's probably another big factor.
So, lockdown's done wonders for you.
If I could have my own little bubble in the world and live life how I want to live it, I would choose to live like this all the time, and content with meeting up with friends now and again, and the fact that I don't have to interact with kind of normal people in society every day. I like that. It's ideal. I think a lot of people will agree with that.
I do to some degree. I need a balance more so than you, I think.
Not much has changed for you, really.
In fact, you've probably got a taste of what my life's like. I've worked a lot less because I'm distracted. I feel like I've barely done anything in the past like 4 months.
And whenever I take a day off work, Ellie doesn't do anything most of the time. So it's like less motivation, isn't it? If I'm like chilling, playing games or like watching TV, you'll just be like,
It's funny because like part of my brain's like, you should probably be responsible and kick yourself up the arse. And then I go on social media and Twitter and Instagram's like, look after yourself, we're going through a pandemic, you've got to realise that you should give yourself the love and attention that you need, self-care, hashtag.
Be kind. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go off and work.
To be fair, that was more early days. I feel better now in general about like the anxiety that comes with like a pandemic.
I'm glad like social anxiety is more of like a recognised thing these days.
I know.
Because the amount of people that suffer from it, who so many years ago probably would have just suffered in silence about it.
They would have been told that they're weak and...
Yeah, you wouldn't be taken seriously. So, but it's a real thing. I had some overtime as well, so I had extra cash and stuff, so I've been able to save.
He had overtime at the beginning of the pandemic because of part of his work involved like reporting COVID cases. We'll just leave it as that. So that was pretty cool. Extra cash money. So we started our like house savings account around that time, didn't we? That was a lie. No, we didn't.
That was last year.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is like our like insertion in what did you put into a bank?
Money?
No.
Contribution?
Okay, that's a bit formal, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Our first contributions to our savings account sort of happened.
Monthly instalment.
Instalment, that's a freaking word. Our instalment started this year, and I guess the ball started rolling is what I'm saying. Like, beginning of lockdown happened, and like, it was a good, for you particularly, like you could focus on like getting a nice concrete foundation saving, not just not just for house, but in general, just in case like shit hits the fan later on in the year and you need money or whatever. I don't know. Because I mean that's one of the main reasons we moved up here, because you haven't been able to do that for so long. Forever. Let's try and think of a comment question of this video, because I'm really bad at that. Actually. Like I'm so bad at opening discussion. Is there an open Pepsi bottle? Always one next to Adam's leg.
It's my third leg, what can I say?
Oh yeah. Everyone watching this, go down in the comments and leave us your pizza order.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
And then when you finish leaving your pizza order, look at everyone else's pizza orders and you have to thumbs up the order that sounds the nicest to you. And eventually, the most voted pizza will win. I don't know what we're going to do with that.
It's like a little tournament of pizza toppings, isn't it?
Maybe that pizza at the top of the comments will determine what pizza we get.
Someone's going to say something about pineapple on pizza. So, rest in peace. That one on the floor, I think. What
I find mad is how much it costs to put an extra topping on your pizza. When you think about how much that would cost if you just went down the shop and got...
So if you got like a pineapple, the amount of pineapple you could get out of that pineapple.
Or even just a mushroom, Adam. Like, when you want an extra mushroom topping, they'd probably charge you what?
Like 80 pence or £1 or something. But then...
You can get a whole punnet of mushrooms for...
Punnet?
Punnet.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of a punnet before.
Well, that's what my ex-boyfriend used to call them.
Oh, yeah.
For like 80p. And you're telling me you're going to charge me 80p to put a sprinkle of one mushroom on my pizza?
It probably is just one mushroom, isn't it?
Disgusting.
That's the thing, like, pizzas are like probably the most overpriced thing of this century, to be fair. If you think about it. It's just a bit of dough, isn't it? And then a little bit of tomato spread widely and thinly. And then usually bare minimum cheese, but there's, to be fair, a reasonable amount of cheese.
It's mind-blowing how much people can charge for that.
That's why you never pay full price for Domino's. Crazy.
Someone here must.
People with too much money. So how has lockdown been for everyone else, I guess? Did we ask that last time?
We asked that in the podcast.
Oh, we asked it in the podcast. It's funny because when you see in the news on the TV and stuff, and maybe on social media half the time, people are saying, oh my god, like, when can we like get back to normal and stuff like that? As if they're like counting down the days to when it's back to normal. But then you kind of look at people like yourself and you're like, we kind of don't want it to go back to normal.
And some people, like some of my friends were getting offended by people saying that lockdown life is horrendous because they're like, this is my life anyway. And like, you're basically insulting my lifestyle. I get that. I don't get offended, but I get that. It's quite ironic how... It's a guy with blue hair just chilling outside our house.
Just a couple of punks outside.
This whole lockdown situation is hilarious to me because it's the only time that the world has ever worked in the favour of introverted people.
Yeah.
And they can thrive for the first time ever because usually this world like favours extroverts, let's face it.
Or it's kind of expected, like normality is to be an extrovert.
Yeah, and finally we're all like, it's our time. Take away the fact
all the weirdos. Like, yes.
We all like sit in our caves going, whoa, 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 whoa. Take away the fact that it's like a scary time. Other than that, it's great. Like, and at the moment in the UK, I don't know how things are for the rest of the world, but we've got this thing in place where it's called Eat Out to Help Out. I know that sounds dodgy. It's not rude, although you can eat out to help out in other ways. It's like a scheme that the government have done here, and they basically will pay half of your food bill in a number of chain restaurants on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, I think, to kind of get people out the house again and to get them to eat again. Like, if you take away the fact that this is a very sad time right now, it's also like mental. Like, imagine someone telling you like, oh, when you're 25 years old, the government are going to pay half your food bills in restaurants. You're going to be told to sit on your ass and watch TV all day. You're not going to work for 2 months. What, 4 months? Was it some people 4 months? Some of you are probably still not working. But anyway, situation's different. But the point is, at one point, we all sat in our house and got paid to watch Netflix.
Pretty much. But some people can't hack it. That blows my mind. But I suppose some people just have like really active lifestyles where they like nothing more than to go out, like clubbing, or go out and like do sports and stuff like that, which is fair. Like people like to do their own thing, but I find it just crazy to think that like people struggle to kind of just chill.
We would pay to chill.
Yeah.
And people can't be paid to chill.
What I kind of hope happens out of this, I don't think this will happen with my work, but I hope that some companies and businesses realise that people can work from home quite easily.
And a lot of people have realised they can work better at home.
Yeah, like literally, like some people are more efficient working from home, and their lives are better for it as well. So I don't see what the issue is.
They've got more time for other things. They work harder. They're more comfortable. Even if it means half of the day is at work, half of the week is at home, and the other half at work.
Yeah.
Because the businesses will be saving money. It's crazy how quickly companies adapted. Yeah. When for years before the pandemic, like God forbid you can't work from home. Like, no, that's not possible. Our business could not do that. You just have to do your job here. Well, they quickly made that change, didn't they?
I think we're kind of repeating all the stuff that we said on the podcast.
I know.
So, video game world, Dead by Daylight's got cross-platform now. So it means I can play with my Xbox friends and my PC friends because I'm on PlayStation. Start playing Fall Guys. Does anyone play Fall Guys? It's good.
It does look good. I haven't tried it yet.
If anyone liked things like Takeshi's Castle and I guess like Wipeout and stuff like that in the UK, it's kind of like that. But you have like 60 people all in the same game at the same time, and everyone just like basically whatever the objective is, like run through all the obstacle course or whatever. Everyone just charges to try and get there first and win the whole like tournament. And playing a lot of Skyrim as well.
In my world, #bring Dawson back.
Not necessarily just with like the whole like Shane Dawson thing, but anything to do with like I guess like cancel culture and stuff. I don't understand where, and I don't know everything about it, but I don't understand where people's level of taking the time to understand context and the level of forgiveness that people should have is gone. People are so eager to watch a video or look at a tweet and just swear by that video or the tweet as Bible and attack someone for it and literally just potentially destroy their life.
People believe anything they read as well. They don't even think about the fact that they don't know context or are hearing one side of that story.
Yeah.
Like, have people forgotten that there are three sides to stories? Their side, the other person's side, and like the truth.
The truth.
Like, you can't just... Anyway. I think about 2 years ago, the whole trend of like, what's the tea and like getting the tea and getting the drama and getting the gossip was a big thing. And now we've kind of escalated to beyond that, where it's like it's no longer tea, it's like attack, like it's content to like ruin someone's life. And it's like, wait, hold on, what happened to just like...
I think the whole thing is absolutely disgusting. Well, I guess it's kind of like a witch hunt at the end of the day, isn't it? Like if you look back like hundreds of years ago, when someone would say they'd point a finger at a woman and be like, she's a witch.
Behead her.
Yeah, and then they'd give
she doesn't deserve her life.
They'd give like proof that this person's a witch, and everyone would believe them for it. And then whether it's true or not, the whole town would go out with pitchforks and torches and try to burn this person alive. That's kind of like medieval equivalent as what cancel culture is today.
It sounds mental to compare it to that, but
it does. But if you think about it, it's not far off, is it?
It's not.
And to me, that's absolutely disgusting. How you can look at a human, no matter what you've seen online, because at the end of the day, what's online is what people want you to see. So if someone doesn't like someone, they could easily like bend the truth and put things together to make it seem 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to brainwash people with like a tweet or like with a video. So I don't buy the whole thing. I hate it so much. I think you have to have compassion for everyone and understand where everyone's came from. And a lot of this stuff happened like 10 years ago. And people, can you imagine how different you were 10 years ago?
I look at my freaking Facebook memories and I'm like, ooh, God,
yeah,
I'm a different
I look at my shit from like 6 years ago and I'm so cringy.
And people, there's a new like tweet that keeps trending right now saying like, if you dated me in high school, you didn't date me. because it's basically saying like, I'm not the same person. You can't expect people to think that way about you, but then not give a celebrity the time of day because of something they did 10 years ago. That's like hypocritical.
Yeah.
Morgan Adams explained it really well as well. She said a YouTuber's, or not even YouTuber's, like a celebrity's life is like a house. And there's lots of different rooms, lots of different things going on in that house with windows and a door. What we see from, through social media is literally what we see through the window of sections of the house, like small parts of the house. We don't really get the context. We don't know what truly goes on. We can't hear like conversations that happen in that house and like the real things that aren't showy, things that are being presented. I have a lot of problem as well with even like channels that study body language and stuff, because at the end of the day, everything on social media is an act, whether you like it or not. We're acting, we're presenting ourselves. Sure, it's authentic to some degree, but you can't deny the fact we're on camera and well aware that like we're being recorded for people, lots and lots of people to see. Particularly people who have been on YouTube for years and years. They've got that down to like they know now how to present themselves in a way that protects themselves. And the more that you attack someone as well, the more they're gonna protect themselves and not really be their true personality, because it gets ripped apart by like body language people, or even just tea channels. They'll go, did you see the way that she looked over there and made a gesture or rolled her eyes there? And it's like, I just...
You know what it reminds me of as well? When you see like a film and like the bad guy or the bad girl in the film does something horrendous, and that character from that film or TV show is like really popular and widely known. Like Game of Thrones, like Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Like that actor who played Joffrey got so much hate and so much shit for the character that he played.
Well, that's just more ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he actually quit acting after he did Game of Thrones. It might partly be to do with that. I think there was other things as well. But can you imagine, like...
Oh, well, he's done a bloody good job of being an actor if he can put everyone against him.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like...
I know what you're saying.
People go on YouTube, if they're like comedy kind of channels, they do things and say things to try and make people laugh. And that kind of thing especially is relevant to the point in time where you do it. So what was funny 10 years ago might not be funny now. But you can't seriously look, like go on YouTube now and look at things from the past and say that's disgusting, this person should pay for it, if it was kind of seen as okay back at that point. Because that person has grown with you and probably agrees right now that the stuff that they did was okay, it was a bit wrong in today's standards and the way people look at things now. It seems stupid and you think, why would I do that? But at that point in time it made sense and people laughed at it. It's dark humour, isn't it? So. And
people are blurring the lines between entertainer and real life.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and as much as you might hate to hear this, your favourite YouTubers, they're entertainers. I know a lot of them will say they're authentic, but they are still entertainers.
Yeah.
Like what they say and do, you can't assume that's what they're like, really, or...
They're doing things and saying things to entertain you at the end of the day. And they don't necessarily think and feel those things themselves in their personal life.
Anyway, my camera battery's running out. And...
I just think the internet should not be like its own court. Have your own opinion, but don't like spread hate. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Don't spread hate. And if there is actual like bad shit going on, then it should be left to like an actual court, like judgment to decide.
Not like a Twitter freaking warrior.
Oh, I literally can't stand Twitter. Twitter's the worst place on earth.
I didn't used to understand why people said that. I didn't get it for years, and then now this year in particular, I really understand it now. It is hell.
If you want to like ruin your mental health, then go on Twitter.
I ruined my mental health at the beginning of the pandemic because of Twitter. I lost my mind. Adam was like, you need to get off that.
It makes us feel sick. The kind of things I see on Twitter that people are just publicly sharing and hundreds of thousands of people are liking and sharing it. It makes me feel sick.
Bandwagons, panic, like scaremongering. It's awful for so many ways. Anyway,
sorry. Got a little bit passionate.
That's what pizza does to you.
Yeah,
makes
pizza.
you I was about to say raunchy. Raging. We're gonna go now. Thank you for watching. Speaking of the wonderful social media, I'm on social media, so just
Twitter, Instagram.
Instagram and Facebook. I tried to keep my Instagram positive though, so Thank you to my top Patreons for letting me do this full time. Love your faces, and I'll see you for my next video. I don't know when that'll be, but
we should do more of these. And
yeah, we should.
I'm feeling more comfortable, more confident, and I'm enjoying it. So.
Damn. He's gonna get his OnlyFans next.
Oh yeah. Stand by for that one.